In 1960, Ed Cole would design a smaller line of cars called the Corvair. Engine was mounted in the rear, air-cooled, and in 1962, Chevy would offer one with a turbocharger called the Monza Spyder. 1 year later, the year is 1963, and this turbocharged air-cooled car could be had at your local Chevy dealer. But before getting into all of it, I'm Jay. Welcome to What It's Like, the automotive channel that digs underappreciated, lost, and mostly forgotten cars from a world gone away. History, specs, design, and most importantly, we show what these cars are like. Post between 4 and 5 episodes each week, with engine episodes generally on Wednesdays. If that sounds of interest, a channel that you will totally dig, subscribe and hit the bell icon next to it to never miss a video. So, according to the calendar, spring has finally sprung. If you're in the Western Pennsylvania, Ohio, Eastern Indiana, Southern Michigan, West Virginia, surrounding areas, and you have a totally cool car from the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, up, we do all decades on this channel, and you'd like to feature it on this channel, and get this, you get to meet me as well. Drop me a line at what_it's_like at Yahoo. I know, when is the last time anybody used a Yahoo account.com if interested? All right, 1963 Chevy model lineup. These aren't in any particular order. Chevy 2, aka Chevy Nova, full-size cars. These ones are in order. Biscayne, Bel Air in the center, Impala at the top. Their sports car offering was the Corvette. Chevy had a truck line going from half-ton all the way up to the big commercial. And Corvair, which was a whole line of cars. In 1963, Corvair could be had as a 500, 700, Monza 900, Monza Spyder, and Greenbrier sports wagon. The Monza Spyder was available as a coupe or a convertible. Chevy would offer the Corvair from 1960 through 1969 in two generations. 1960 through 1964 is the first generation. Second generation, 1965 through 1969. Corvair would offer the Spyder Turbo model from 1962 through 1964, called the Monza Spyder until 1965. In 1965, power would increase to 180 horsepower and would be an option on the Corsa line through 1966. Options and features. Not going to get into all of the features, but here are a few that stand out. Self-adjusting brakes, 9-inch diameter drums on all four corners. Options: posi traction, full transistor radios, dual air conditioning, soft ray tinted glass, power electric top, wire wheels, seat belts. Let's talk specs. 180 inches long, 67 inches wide, 51.5 inches tall. It rides a wheelbase of 108 inches. It weighs 2,646 pounds. Price: $2,800, which is equivalent to you spending $28,395.84 in the year 2024. I can't believe I got through all of that without screwing up. Total 1963 Chevy production numbers was 2,237,201 units, of which 254,571 were Corvair, and of that number, there were 11,827 of the Monza Spyder coupes, and convertible was 7,472. Moving on to engine, only one engine on offer for the Monza Spyder. 145 cubic inch displacement, Boxer 6, 2.4 liters. It's good for 150 horsepower at 4,400 RPM. 210 pound-feet or 285 newton meters at 3,200 RPM, with a bore of 3.4 inches and a stroke of 2.60 inches. Compression is 8-to-1. When backed with a 3-speed manual transmission, 0 to 60 could be had in 9.3 seconds. Theoretical top speed of 103 miles per hour while achieving an average 15 to 20 miles to the gallon. 3 transmissions on offer, 3-speed manual, 4-speed manual, or the Power Glide.
This is a car that loves to chase through open country. It's the exciting Corvair Monza convertible, specially outfitted with optional extra cost, extra fun Spyder features. Hi, I'm Mike Landon. Come on along and I'll show you what this Monza Spyder's all about. First, a 150 horsepower turbocharged rear engine, teamed up with an optional 4-speed stick. Then special instruments, manifold pressure gauge, cylinder head temperature gauge, tachometer, and trip odometer. With rear engine traction, Corvair really steps out. And with Spyder options, there's even more sports car flair. Bucket seats are standard Monza equipment. Why not try a Corvair Monza Spyder soon? For super sports fun, now see all that's new at your Chevrolet dealers.
If you're in the market for a 1963 Chevy Corvair Monza Spyder convertible, I know just the place that has one. Classic Auto Mall, Morgantown, Pennsylvania, where they have this car as well as 999 other cars for sale when recording this episode. Anybody can go peruse their inventory for hours of operation. And to get more pictures as well as information on this very car, be sure to click the link below after this show. Let's talk styling. Just look at these bezels that these headlights are in. I love the texturized effect. Turn signal indicators right below those headlight bezels. Bumper, and then notice under the bumper this valance. No grille because the engine's in the back. I always think that right here, this looks like an Ampla car. Not the lights, just the front, how it comes to a point. Look at how the hood overhangs. The hood is relatively smooth. It does have a couple lines in it though. Center line going back to the single piece curved windshield. The wheel wells do flare, but they're capped off. This one has wire wheels. It's riding on 13-inch wheels. Look at all of the lines going down the side. This car has rocker molding. Nice Spyder badge there, because this one's the turbo model. Gas filler is on the driver's side. This car has an external cowl with windshield wipers that go to the same side. Look at this windshield design. It almost has that bubble top appearance for the windshield, and the vent windows, mirrors where the mirrors are mounted. Wheel wells flare, and then they taper right back into the body. So look at the rear brake lights and how they are designed. This one is a backup light. Same on that side. It's got vents because the engine is back here. This car has a vinyl rear glass. These look like vents, but they're not. They're mock vents. This door has a lot of heft to it for what it is. It's a very slender door as well. Also notice there's a lot of metal in this door. Door panel feels like a vinyl material. Armrest door handle to pull the door shut. That is the door handle to get out. Window crank for the big window. Operates like this. Just notice it's not framed out, but it is notched right here to meet up with that. Vent windows. Coming down inside the pedal box down here, you have high beam switch on the floor, hand brake, clutch, brake, gas pedal. Just take a look at this interior. Here's what over the hood looks like. Here's what first person over the hood would look like. On to the button switches and knobs, starting on the left and moving right. Footwell vent, headlights, tack, speedometer, odometer, and trip inside the speedometer gauge. Lighter windshield wipers with wash feature in center. Manifold pressure gauge, gasoline gauge, cylinder head temperature gauge. Idiot lights for amp meter and oil pressure. Key and ignition, fan blower speed. Notice it's off and on. Heat, air, defrost, aftermarket radio. Up above, there are sun visors, and they look like this. Rear view mirror cutout, other sun visor. The rear view mirror almost fits inside that cutout. Has the daytime, nighttime feature. Ashtray. On to the glove box test. Here is our test subject. Here is my hand for reference. Here is the glove box in question. So it probably would fit in there. I don't want to push it in there and then it gets stuck in there. So I'm going to say plausible. Getting in the rear. That's as far forward as the seat goes to allow plenty of access to get in the rear. Here is what the front looks like from the back. Let's take a quick gander at the greenhouse or the pillar to glass ratio in this car. It's pretty cozy with the top on. That's what visibility looks like out the back. There's tons of storage for stuff when the convertible top is in use. Let's talk creature comforts. This seat is really upright. The bench dips down quite a bit back here, and it's really small, but there isn't any space. I'm 6'2". I have my foot outside. I got negative space. There's negative knee space. Look how far forward that seat has to go for me to fit back here. I mean, if I had to sit back here, it's possible. I'd just put my legs over here. There aren't any coat hooks because of the convertible top, but once again, you could put anything you would want to hang to the convertible top. There isn't a dome light because this car is a convertible. There is an armrest as well as ashtray. And just look how cool that is. That's so cool. Coming to the under the trunk section in this car, the trunk release is right up inside here. There's a little button and you push it. This deck lid is really heavy, but there it is. Pancake 6 generator. There's There's the oil filter right there. Distributor. Coil. This one is turbocharged. "12-volt battery off to the side there. On the positive side, nothing quite like it. Yeah, across the pond, Volkswagen made the Karmann Ghia and Porsche the 356, but those cars are two totally different cars. They're naturally aspirated. Porsche didn't even turbocharge the 911 until 1974, which was 12 years after Chevy did it. Said to be a great road car, performance, nothing quite like it, made in America before or after. Parts in good supply, great club support. Against it, swing axle rear end can be a bit tricky if you've never driven a car with a swing axle in the rear end. Unit body correction, monocoque construction, so be sure to look over it very good because water likes to collect and rust from the inside out. All right, now it's time for Would You Rather. Two scenarios today. In the first scenario, would you rather have a 1963 Volkswagen Karmann Ghia or 1963 Corvair Monza Spyder or 1963 Ford Falcon Futura or 1963 Studebaker Lark Daytona? I'm going to leave this here for a minute. If you need more time, feel free, pause the video. On to the second scenario, 1963 Pontiac Tempest or 1963 Chevy Corvair Monza Spyder or 1963 AMC Rambler American or 1963 Triumph Spitfire. Once again, gotta leave this here for a minute. If you need more time, feel free, pause the video. Now it's time for Name That Tune. First person to get both the name of the band and the song title correctly in the comment section will have their comment pinned to the top of it. That one's a bit of a curveball. We've done isolated drums, isolated guitar. This is isolated bass. Thank you all so much for coming out and watching this. If you'd like to get in touch with me, shoot me a comment in the comment section below. I read and answer all comments posted. I don't say that for self-worth. I say that if you post a comment in the comment section, I will definitely read it. We have a Facebook group that correlates with this YouTube channel, which gives you the opportunity to share your rides, stories, anything that you find that's car related is shareable to the Facebook group. If you don't have Facebook and would still like to reach me, send me an email. All of it will be linked in the description. If it's not in the description, it is definitely on the homepage. Until next time, toodaloo!